Here we go again. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Takil Suki. I'm here back at it with another video. And today I got something pretty different for y'all. So today I felt like telling a story. You've seen it all over YouTube. You've seen these stories every now and then. This is a story of my first time getting high. Now, I can't really say my first time because, like, for me to get the actual effect, it took my second try for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know about that in a second. So my first time, I'm at a football game. I'm in the 8th grade, and I chose to try this with one of my boys that I was cool with at the time, even though we don't talk no more. But it was him, me, and 2 other girls. So we go to like this other like field that's by the football field, but far enough away that we could just chill and do this for before the game starts. So we get right into it. So he sparks it. I hit my little thing first. He was like, all right, now hold that shit. I was like, all right. So I held it in for a second. We pass it around. I get to my second time. He's like, hold that shit. I was like, all right, cool. Right. So I get done. We finish and I'm heading back, right? And I'm not feeling it. I'm really not. So I'm like, am I tripping or am I high right now? Am I like tripping? I wasn't tripping. I was just not high. For some reason, I didn't get high, but I told my boys I was. I was bullshitting, but hey, I was like, I guess I could be. I don't know. So I finished that night out and I'm thinking, all right, cool. So everything's cool. I guess I can smoke again if I felt like it, right? All right. It's freshman year. I'm with one of my boys that I've known for years. We outside the high school, and I don't even know why I thought it was a good idea to do this before school, but you live and you learn, all right? We over by these other fields that was also by the, not also, but like by the high school, and he pulls out the fattest blunt I have ever seen. Look, I got my screwdriver right here so I can show y'all what this shit look like. The shit was about this thick, except like it went to like right there, right? I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting fucked up. All right, let's do this shit. So he hits it first. I did not hit it. He hits it again. Then I hit it again. We do this back and forth till it's gone. That shit completely gone, right? I'm thinking everything's cool. All right, it's just gonna be like at the football game, right? Now, before I continue this story, I'm gonna make it clear that if you don't smoke, that's perfectly fine. Me personally, right now, I don't smoke. No, I'm not doing it no more. All right, let's get back into it. We get done smoking this blunt, right? I'm walking, he's walking. We're about to be late for school. I remember this like it was yesterday. We walking through the parking lot and we pass up one of the juniors at the time and he joins us. So we're walking to the school, all 3 of us, and we get to the door. So this started happening while I was in the parking lot, but like it started actually hitting me, right? Hey, listen, y'all. Y'all know how stop animation works? Where like they draw a picture and then they draw another picture that's supposed to be after that. So it once you like flash a bunch of them after each other, it becomes a video. That's exactly what I start seeing. But it's not a video. It's connected to my heartbeat. So if my heart beats, that's a frame right there. Like, oh God, that's what happens. So if my heartbeat's speeding up, I'm seeing multiple frames. If it slows down, I'm seeing like 2 or 3 frames. Crazy, right? I don't know if this happened to anybody else, but that's what's happened to me at this time, right? When I tell you, I don't know what's happening, but I wasn't tripping because I was like, I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm just like, what is this? I might ask him a question about this in a second. So all 3 of us ended up being late. So when you late to the bell, when the bell ring, all the doors to the school lock, they lock. So we get to one of the side doors and then we like, dang, so we trying to get in, we kind of knocking on the door. And by this time, I'm starting to freak out because I don't know what's happening. And like I said, it's connected to my heartbeat. So you can imagine I'm seeing hella frames. Like I'm seeing frames. Bro, I'm seeing like 20 frames per second, bro. Not really like 20 frames per second, but more like 10 frames per like 5 seconds. So yeah, but like it's crazy. So I'm tripping and out of nowhere, this teacher comes by, so he just for some reason lets us in, and we didn't have to go through the front office, so they didn't know we was late. So I get into the building, and the third guy we met up with in the parking lot, he goes off down this one hallway, and me and my boy still walking up this straightaway. So what I didn't realize was there's a teacher right behind us, the dude who just let us in. But I lost my senses. So I'm not thinking straight. I'm seeing hella frames, and I look to my boy and I'm like, yo, I'm fucking up right now. He's like, what? He you can see in his eyes he's gone. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking up right now. And he's like, bro, and he gonna hit me. He gonna hit me in my shoulder and then point back. And I'm looking at, turn to look back at the teacher. Dude, this teacher's like, yeah, when I say this teacher's like 2 feet behind us, and he just saw this whole thing happen, but he ain't say a word. I don't even remember what teacher it was. What I don't even remember what teacher it was, but he was cool for that. He was cool for that. So the teacher ended up going some other way, and me still tripping a little bit. We get to the thing, we get around to like a corner, and then we about to split off here. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do, bro? What am I supposed to do? He's like, first off, slow down your breathing. I'm telling y'all, I ain't even realize I'm breathing like they're deep breaths, and I'm breathing basically rapidly. Like I don't even notice that I'm breathing this fast, bro. I was going crazy. I didn't know what was happening. So I'm breathing super fast, and I'm like, he's right. So I slow down my breathing. I'm taking deep and slow breaths. So the frames start to slow down, which is crazy. I was like, okay, it's getting better. So he's like, just continue to do that, and you're gonna be cool. Just go on to your class and don't say nothing to nobody, and you're gonna be straight. All right, cool. So I go to my class, he goes to his class. I don't even know how I mustered the strength to focus on where I was supposed to go, but I made it to the class. I ain't say a word to nobody. I gave the teacher a quick look. I think I did that. I gave him a quick look, like, yeah, I'm here, but I ain't say that. So he's like, okay, cool. So I get to my spot, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I looked to my partner because we was doing this project, and I remembered it. So I was like, okay, I'm getting a little bit better. So I'm like, what are we doing? And she was like, we was doing this one project and so. And I was like, okay, cool. So I reached down to grab something out of my bag, right? I'm grabbing like a notebook because we supposed to record every modification we make to this project, right? Bro, tell me why I pick it up out of my backpack, right? I put it on the desk, and I look at it for a second, and then I put it right back into my bag. I'm telling you, I'm tripping right now. I don't know what's happening. And by this time, she looked at me and was giggling. I'm like, what's so funny? She like, your eyes are bloodshot red. Are you T right now? I was like, she's like, oh my God, you are. I hate when people do that. If I'm like not trying to talk, maybe they just don't pick up on it. But that, like, you don't laugh at somebody who's struggling. It's just not something you do. I was over here struggling, really. So I look back at my stuff, trying to ignore her a little bit. I look back at my notebook, and I completely forgot what I was doing. So I put my notebook back in my backpack. Tell me what, right after I put it back in my bag, I stand up and then think, wait, what am I supposed to be doing? And then I remember what I'm supposed to be doing. So I reach right back down in my bag and put it right back on my desk. Bruh, I was spazzing. So I was like, at this point, I'm like, oh, it's over. It's over. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it through this bell. So I look to my teacher. I walk over to him, and I'm like, can I go to the restroom? I don't know how I did it. But he's like, sure, just take the pass. Go ahead. I take the pass. I go into the restroom. I get to a stall, and I just stand there. I stood there for 30 minutes. I didn't know what to do. I was like, if I continue to stay in that class, I'm going to get caught. I stayed in that stall and stood there for 30 minutes, just focusing on my breathing and just not thinking. I was just like, it's either this or it's like a 50% chance I get caught if I stay in that classroom. So I'm like, Nah, I'm just gonna sit here. So I stood there for the 30 minutes, right? I come back into the classroom, and that's why I say this teacher's like somewhat cool too. I came back to the classroom and acted like nothing happened, and he ain't trip either. He was like, "Okay, you're back, cool." The bell's about to ring, so I'm like, "Okay, I gotta pack up my stuff. I gotta get ready to go. I gotta get ready to leave." I grab my bag and I walk to my next class for second bell. So by the time I get to my second bell, I'm starting to come down from it. And then I was just cool. I was just cool. I just sat down at my desk. Teacher was giving his lecture, simple stuff they always do. I was like, man, I could just put my head down and I'll be straight. So I came down during second bell and I was cool. I don't know what I did for the rest of the day. I just was so zoned that day. I remember, like, it's weird because I remember certain things that I do when I do this, which I've only done, I'm not gonna perp, I've only done it 3 times. So that was my first time, right? Bruh, freshman year is over, right? Come around sophomore year, all my boys smoking. All of them. All of them are doing it. I'm like, okay, so y'all just doing this and I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. They over there laughing and stuff and having fun while they tea. Like they are. They really tea. And they over there laughing and having fun. And I'm over here like, man, they having so much fun. And I was tripping. So I wonder what it was. So I get to telling them about like why how I was tripping and stuff. And they was like, bruh, that's cause you smoke with him. With us, that wouldn't ever happen, bro. You would be cool. If you hear those words and you think you gonna trip, don't do it. Don't do it. Cause sure enough, I did it again. This time, so this time I'm with like 5 people, right? And these are like a couple good friends. They're not my closest friends, but like a couple good friends that I had at the time. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna be relaxed and we just gonna chill. Bro, tell me why. They had this thing set up where like they had a gallon of water jug, but there was no water. And they had like the thing in the top to where they put the weed in, and then they just had a hole in the bottom where you would it's basically like a bong made out of a jug for water. So I figure out how to do it. I was struggling at first. I mean, hey, I ain't never do this before. So they was like, all right, this is how you do it. I messed up a little bit at first, but then I got it, right? So I hit one time, the whole jug. We pass it around. I do it for my second time. This time I hit it hard. For some reason, I thought it was gonna be cool. So I hit this jug hard as hell. And they like, oh, bro, you gonna be fried, bro. And they over there giggling and stuff, how it be. And then we just talking for a second. I think we finished all of it, and then like we get to the talking for a second, and then it's like you know how you pass out. So when you wake back up, you don't really know what happened. It's like that. That's what happened to me. Except I didn't pass out. I just like went brain dead for a second, like for a quick second. Like it's like a transition from that to being T. It's like that's a quick transition, but I didn't know I was T. So the thing that made me realize that I was T was my boy across from me who was like, "Hey, yo, bro, you good?" So I look up super slow, and I'm like, well, it felt super slow. I probably looked up kind of regular, but that's how it feels when you T. So I look up, and I'm like, I'm not good. Tip for all y'all who trying to smoke and like think it's gonna be cool and stuff. Let your friends know probably not to ask you if you good, cause then that's what made me wonder, am I really good? So that might bring up some nervousness. But if you don't, then just don't. But back to the story. He asked me, am I good? And then I realized that I remembered how it was my freshman year. So I'm like, nah, I'm not. Cause I know exactly what's about to happen. I get into the phase where my heart is connected to them frames. Bruh, here we go again. It starts off slow, them frames start happening. I'm like, oh dang, nah, bro, I'm not good. So they like, what's wrong? I was like, I might be tripping, but one thing I remember And it's a good thing that I remember this from my last time. I was like, one thing I remember is to keep my breathing in check so them frames don't start tweaking. So they was like, oh dang, bro. Just keep breathing. You'll be straight. You'll be straight. So in this point, I'm just nervous and not knowing what to do. So we choose to get up and walk over to this other part. We was at like a park or something. I don't know. But we choose to get up and walk over to this other part of the park. And just my boy had a spray can or something, but like we just chose to like spray paint some stuff and we was on some board stuff. So it was like he was like, this some art. And then they was over there giggling and I'm over here like, something ain't right. So they doing what they doing and I'm just over here watching. Somehow by this time I'm just like, it's not really a manner of panic. It's just that I might have forgotten what was happening around me. I think for most of the time I just think about my breathing. So I just don't start tripping. So I'm thinking about my breathing and I'm thinking to myself, why do I keep doing this? Why do I do this? Because it doesn't work out. It's not fun for me. So I'm just like, all right, I guess I got to get through this again. Fun fact, I had practice this day and it was like, say practice was at like 6. It was like 5. So I had an hour to come down or else I'm just not going to practice. So they get done whatever they doing with this stupid spray paint, right? So they was like, I don't even remember what we was gonna do, but they was like, we finna head over to this house and y'all can stand outside and I'm finna go in my house and get something. And we was like, all right, cool. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, so I might as well go with y'all. So I go with them and we stand under this one little roof thing for where the cars be. So if it's raining or hailing that your car don't get damaged. And it did start to rain. So luckily I had a jacket on because it was kind of chilly. So I had my jacket on and I'm just staring at like whatever. I'm just looking around and stuff. My boys over here laughing at me a little bit. Like they over there look at me and giggle like, how are you good? And then start giggling. And I'll be like, y'all scared for real. I'm over here struggling. So they just over there giggling and stuff. And I'm just trying to chill. I'm just really trying to relax. And all I'm doing is focusing on my breathing. And by the time dude come back out of his house, we just go back up to the school because we was in walking distance of the school. So we went back to the school and I just sat in the gym while they was hooping before we went to practice. So by that time when they was hooping, I just came down from it and I was like, I'm never doing this again. So a year and a half later, bruh, I'm thinking to myself, why was I tripping when I did that stuff? And then the whole cycle continues. I'm at my boy's crib, just hanging. We just chilling. One of my boys playing video games. They all getting tea, or it's 4 of us. Those 3 or 2 of them was getting tea. My other one came, so he chose to just chill out. And then they was like, yeah, they was over there laughing and stuff. And I'm talking to them like, how is this so much fun? Because every single time I've done it, I've struggled. And I know it wasn't laced because that's what my boy in the first, like the second people I smoked with said because they thought it was laced or something, but it wasn't. And then these guys was like, maybe you just weren't comfortable with them. That's just not it. I was completely comfortable and not nervous. So they hitting their bong or whatever, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it just don't work for me. So they was like, maybe you just weren't relaxed enough. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I wasn't. Bruh. I get to thinking, they like, bro, you might as well. I hate that. Might as well. I guess I might as well. Let's see what happens. Let's see, 3rd time's the charm, right? No, that's not how it works. So I thought about it. I was like, maybe I was tripping. Maybe I was just too nervous. Maybe I was just in a nervous stage, right? So I get around. They make sure I'm comfortable. They make sure I'm straight. No homo. They make sure I'm straight. Also, like I'm sitting on the couch just relaxing, and then I hit the bong, and I'm like, all right, cool. So make sure my heart's cool, breathing. I mean, I might as well have made up a breathing technique by like how much I be trying to breathe while I smoke, bro. So I'm breathing, trying to relax, chilling. It was like, now you just got to take your mind off of you being high. So look up at the TV. I'm looking up at the TV It was like, watch this video game, because they was just playing YouTube and it was a video game on there. And I'm like, all right, cool. This cool, all right? And then it was like about 5 minutes later, they was like, hey, bro, guess what? I turned around and was like, what? They was like, bro, you high right now. I was like, really? Really? And they was like, yeah, bro, you high right now. And I was like, really? That's crazy, bro. I've been tripping for no reason. I've been tripping for no reason. This ain't nothing. It was only 5 minutes after I hit the bong. And I hit it twice. The first time it was kind of light, so I was like, maybe I ain't hit it hard enough. So I choose to hit it a second time. And this time it was a decent hit, right? So it was like 5 minutes after that, they was like, bro, you high right now. I was like, oh, for real? This ain't nothing, man. So I get to laughing and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm straight. Tell me what, we get to 10 minutes. And that stage happens where it's like I said, a stage where I don't know what's happening. Here come the frames. Here come the frames. My boy like, hey, you good? And bro, when I tell you the second time I hit this bong might have hit me a little bit harder than all these other times, bro, I'm telling you, he asked me, are you good? And I ain't even respond. Oh, bro, I ain't even hearing. I'm gone. I ain't even hearing. I'm like, I'm just staring straight ahead. My boy, bed was right here. He was up on there, and there was a couch, and that's what I was sitting on, and my boy was right next to me, and my another boy was in a chair over there. And he was like, my boy on the bed was like, you good? I ain't respond. I ain't say nothing. I remember him saying you good, but I was like, I wasn't able to respond. So I'm like, dang, I'm tripping right now. So my boy asked me again, hey, bro, you good? So by this time, my brain, like, for some reason, I heard him the first time, but I wasn't able to respond because it ain't register. So it registered the second time he asked me, and I looked up and I'm like, I say with a straight face, this is why I don't smoke. Bruh, when I'm telling you, this shit was stronger than before, they had some, what y'all would call some good shit. So this shit hit me hard as hell. And I'm like, this is why I don't smoke. And they was like, oh, dang, you good? There go that question. There go that question that I can't, it's just like, it didn't make me nervous, but I was so gone that I was like, I'm probably not good. So I was like, okay, time to buckle down. We breathing. I was like, breathing techniques, let's go. All right, so I started breathing. I was looking at I had a watch on at the time. And I was like, for some reason, when I was breathing, I was like, all right, cool. Let me just relax, all right? So I look at my watch and I'm counting 3 seconds. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, right? I'm doing all this. And it was like, hey, bro. So it was like, bro, nah, you good? Just keep. I was like, nah, bro, this stuff, this is why I don't smoke. This is why I don't smoke. Tell you the truth, they wasn't even egging me. They was like, make sure I was okay. They was like, bro, you need some water or something? Because your mouth do be getting dry. So I was like, yeah, let me get some water. So it was like, one of my boys went and got me some water. I was drinking it for a second. And at the end of it, I ain't done yet. But at the end of it, I forgot who even went to give me the water. And I forgot that I even asked for the water. That's how gone I was. So, bruh, tell me, like, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to breathe. And for some reason, it feel like I'm suffocating. So I'm like, I can't breathe too fast because them frames gonna happen. I can't breathe I guess I could breathe too slow, but it feels like I'm suffocating. So I'm just trying to take my mind off my breathing. That's what they told me to do. Just find something to take your mind off your breathing. So I started watching a little bit of YouTube. And every now and then they asked me, are you good? And I was like, I'm just trying to focus. I was just like, I'm just trying to focus. So y'all know that one meme where it's R. Kelly and he was sitting and they was asking him that question. And he was like, I'm fighting for my life.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
So I'm trying to make myself laugh because that'll take my breathing, because me focusing on breathing was probably what caused like a little bit of that the stress in my heart, which would make it go a little bit faster and make me trip a little bit. So I tried to make a joke. Well, I did make a joke. He was like, what you think about, bruh? And I'm like, I told him about the meme, and I was like, I'm fighting for my in life. And he started giggling. I'm like, and I started laughing a little bit. And I'm right back into it. I'm like, okay, that ain't work. Let's watch some more YouTube. So I'm going through the phases. I'm like not trying to focus on my breathing and watching YouTube. And then an hour goes by, right? Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. The first time I really experienced it, it lasted about 45 minutes. The second time lasted about an hour and a half. This time lasted 3 hours. I'm struggling. It lasted 3 hours. I was not happy at the end of this. I was not happy. The crazy part is, I mean, I wasn't happy, but I couldn't be mad because I was happy to be out of it. But like, I ain't even finished telling about what happened while I was in there. So I'm like, I'm getting bored of these YouTube videos, and then for some reason, my heartbeat slows down to the point where it's like I'm breathing normally, and I come out the high. So I'm like, yo, I look at my boy and I'm like, yo, I'm out of it. I'm straight, bro. I came down. I'm cool. I'm cool. And I'm feeling good and stuff. And they was like, oh, for real? That's good, dog. That's good. And I was like, this is why I don't smoke. I'm over here laughing and trying to relax. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool. And then everything goes right back to the way it went. And what I mean by that is I get yanked right back into the high. It went over. I came out for a quick second. I don't know what it was, but it yanked me right back into it. So for some reason, my heartbeat chose to speed up, and I'm seeing frame after frame after frame. And I'm like, oh, dang, I'm not out yet. So I was just like, screw it. At this point, I just laid my head back on the couch. I was like, I'm pretty sure this seems normal. I laid my head back on the couch, and I just like closed my eyes. And I was like, I just got to start breathing. So they was like, bro, what you doing? You meditating? Bro, they look, this is the crazy part. When the frame happens, I got like a 3-second window to answer any questions they give me. Like in each frame, I get like a 3-second window if they ask me a question, because I'm not gonna be able to respond like I was at the beginning. So it was like, bro, you good? Or something. It was like, you meditated? And I was like, yeah. I just started boosting because I just started lying because I was trying to focus on my breathing again, because it was working somewhat, but I mean, it was all I had. So I was just like, dude, just lay your head back, try and relax and breathe. So I'm breathing again. Y'all don't understand how mad I was when I got yanked back into it, because I thought I was scot-free. I thought it was over. No, I was struggling once again. So I laid my head back for a good 30 minutes, right? So we get to the 2-hour mark. So I'm just like, it ain't working, bro. I don't know what to do. I'm just like, just trying to wait for this to be over with. So my boy was like, I was feeling kind of, I got back to watching YouTube videos. So I started feeling kind of sleepy while I was watching the video. And they was like, hey, bro, you feeling sleepy? I was like, yeah, I feel a little sleepy. They was like, all right, cool. So they cleared the couch and gave me some room. So my boy got in another chair, and they cleared the couch, and I laid down for a little bit. And tell me why I couldn't fall asleep. I laid down for another 30 minutes and couldn't fall asleep. Y'all probably thinking like, hey, bro, you just, something wrong. It's like, yeah, I just can't smoke. I get it. But like, y'all know how crazy this is? At the beginning of every high, which is crazy, I remember at the beginning of every high, like after I realized that I'm T, it gives me like this, I get this little thought in my head, and it's like a vision of me curling up into a ball and rolling on my side, and I'm screaming, and I'm like, okay, that is not what we are gonna do. We are gonna relax, and we are not gonna cause a scene. And I'm thinking to myself, oh dang, just don't freak out, because then it's gonna get a lot worse. So I didn't ever scream or whatever, but that's what I saw every single time. And I'm like, okay, but this is not good. And I don't know why I continue to think that I could do it. I don't think I can do it anymore, and I'm probably not going to ever do it again, but that's just how it's going to be. So by this time, another 30 minutes goes by, and I'm just trying, like, I'm conversating a little bit. So this time, I really come out of it. And you know how I knew I was out of it? Because I said a full sentence. No frame happened, nothing. I was like, all right, I'm back now. So also in the how my mouth is hella dry, which happens with a lot of people, but I'm out of it. My mouth was dry. I ain't seen no more frames. So what I choose to do is I choose to get up, go to the bathroom, came back, was like, all right, I'm back now. I'm back. I'm never doing that again. And they were like, bruh, we understand 100%. That's why I was cool with these guys, because they was like, they made sure that I knew I was comfortable. Like, they made sure I paused. They made sure I knew I was like not nervous, or they made me know that I was in like a okay space where I wasn't going to be in no trouble or nothing. But like, yeah, I was cool. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm out. This is why I don't smoke. And then we just laughed about it, and then the night was over. So that's just how it ended. Uh, it just lasted for a little bit. I was cool. Went back home, was relaxing there. So basically, that's why I can't smoke, and that's my experience of smoking in general. So do it at your own risk, but like, know this: if you do it, like if you smoke, like I don't know about edibles and all that, but like if you smoke and you hold it in and you breathe it out, there ain't no turning back. And this is something that I understood, that I'm gonna have to deal with it if I choose to do it. So there ain't no turning back once you do it. So some of y'all are cool with it, some of y'all isn't, and there ain't nothing wrong with the people who can't handle it. Cause some people used to joke around about me when I was like, when they knew that I couldn't when they knew I couldn't handle it. I'm stuttering. So if you got them type of people around you, just throw them off. Just cut them out your life, and you'll be straight. Hang with the people who make you feel comfortable and the people who understand. Because that's exactly what my boys was like. They was like, "Dang, bro, you really can't. It's cool. You ain't gotta." It was just a try, bro. That's all it was. It's cool. We ain't gonna pressure you. You straight. It's all right. It's whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. That's why I messed with y'all. It was cool. So that's how it ended, for real. Moral of the story is, you can do it. Just do it at your own risk, and make sure you got people around you who actually care about you and ain't gonna mess with you while you struggling to get out of this. And also know that there ain't no turning back once you choose to do it. So, hey, that's my story. First time, it was actually 3 times, but that third time was just to be sure that I wasn't tripping or nothing. So that's my story. I hope y'all enjoyed. It's been your boy Tequila Sugami, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Ignore the hate, do your thing, take your time, nothing too long. Keep your smile, tell less lies, keep good vibes around your home. Spoke to my ride, I said stay down, you know one day we gon'